We are here with the lovely Sadie Stanley, who plays Mia in the new Karate Kid Legends and is a legend in herself. How's it going, Sadie?
It's going good. I'm good. It's been a bit of a whirlwind few days. We had the premiere in New York and we've been like running around doing a bunch of press, so my brain is kind of like mush right now, but I'm really excited to be here to talk to you.
Yeah, likewise. And I know we were just talking about the New York premiere, which was so fun. And
Mm.
obviously, it was a shame I didn't get to see you there, but
Yeah.
I'm really glad to hear you had a good time. And just to see this film, I mean, wow, like I really enjoyed it. It was so much fun. There's like lighthearted moments. I loved your portrayal of Mia. As I was saying, it's so great to see this back on the big screen after 15 years. You know, we had the spin off show Cobra Kai, which really reinvigorated this franchise, but
Really.
from the get-go, Sadie, how did it feel just to be part of this film? I mean, again, it's such a huge franchise and it's so iconic.
Yeah, it's kind of insane. It's like just as cool as you would think. I mean, I grew up watching all of the Karate Kid movies. They were like a staple in my household, so I knew what I was getting myself into and kind of like knew the what the stakes were. So even just like auditioning for it, I was like, oh, this would be like the coolest thing ever. Um, and then yeah, I got to be there for some screen tests when they were looking for the Karate Kid for Lee. And I got to read with a couple of guys that they were looking at, and right away, like Ben was my favorite, and
Mm.
yeah, we just kind of clicked right away, and yeah, it's kind of awesome. I mean, it's weird to feel like you're now cemented in history as part of this legacy, as part of this franchise. You know, like they can't get rid of me, and that feels great.
Yeah, 100%. And, you know, feeling cemented in the franchise, I think when I was watching the film, second time it was at the premiere. I mean, I feel like with the new audience coming in, I feel like you have cemented your status with Mia in the charisma you bring to her, and you know the headstrong nature. There's also characters in Cobra Kai, I feel that, or female characters specifically, that may remind of them of Mia as well, which is great. So it's just like more connectivity to the fans.
Yeah.
Um, she's described as like, you know, very sarcastic, very headstrong, obviously very funny. And she brings like a kindness to Lee Fong as he's on his journey to just being put in New York out of nowhere.
Mhm.
Could you like elaborate how you try to, you know, approach, you know, this role of Mia and like, you know, the contrasting aspects of that personality?
Yeah, yeah. I wanted Mia to feel very grounded in the midst of all of the chaos of Karate Kid, right? Like, in a world that's typically so dominated by physical action, to have a character like Mia, who's sort of this emotional grounding presence throughout the film, was really fun to play around with. And yeah, she's just kind of like she's like a regular teenage girl. She's from New York, so she's got a little bit of like grit to her. She also had to grow up really fast
Mm.
with the death of her mom, and it's kind of just her and her dad against the world kind of vibe. Working in this pizza shop, trying to make ends meet. And yeah, she's got a like very fun, sarcastic side to her, very headstrong, but also flawed as any teenage girl is. But yeah, I think when Mia and Lee first meet, they kind of both immediately take an interest in the other person, and Mia
Yeah.
kind of sees the potential in Lee before he fully sees it in himself, and kind of wants to take him under her wing a little bit, as he's navigating this new world coming from Beijing and moving to New York.
Yeah, he really took a liking to Mia very quickly. I mean, I think the term that kids would say these days is Riz, right? Like he had the Riz
Yeah,
when it
yep.
came to like winning over Mia. It was like, especially that line where he's like, "Oh," he just brings up being the boyfriend. I'm like, wow, that
I
like,
know. I love that scene. I love that scene. I think it's so cute. I love seeing like the Karate Kid like have kind of charisma from the get-go. You know what I mean? Like he they both think that they are one-upping the other. Like they both are trying to be cooler than the other almost in this like cute
yeah,
little bantery way, which I think feels very like genuine.
yeah, no, 100%. And I think that really was a joy to watch and to see that. And I know when again seeing it at the premiere, I mean the reaction to the chemistry and just like the laughs that I heard, yeah, I really enjoyed watching that. So you know, like you said, Mia saw a potential in Lee before he could see it in himself. So like, how as an actress did you try and convey that underlying belief and, you know, support that without obviously verbalizing it directly?
Yeah. Well, I think it's a bit of a two-way street, right? Like there's also
Mm,
things that Lee does for Mia as well. Um, I think when we first meet Mia, she's very opposed to the whole like martial arts of it all, because of her ex Connor and like the violence that came with his training.
mm,
And she kind of just has a bad taste in her mouth about it, and is very hesitant to like support Lee and her father in any sort of like fighting capacity. And I think Mia is just instinctively very protective of the people that she loves, very protective of her father, and then ends up being very protective of Lee. So I think Lee kind of helps her see what martial arts can do for people that is positive, the confidence and the discipline, and just like the lesson of getting back up after you fall, which is like a very important theme. But yeah, I think that Mia challenges Lee to be more honest with himself, about what he wants, about what fighting means to him, be more honest about the situation with his brother. And yeah, she's kind of just like holding a mirror up to everybody, to holding a mirror up to her father, holding a mirror up to Lee, and just challenging people to see themselves more clearly.
and that's such a important thing in life, to see things more clearly. But obviously when you're younger, it's like obviously that journey with life.
Mhm.
Is there anything in particular with you playing the role of Mia that you felt like you saw in yourself?
Yeah, definitely. I think I always find a little bit of myself in every character that I play.
Mm.
And that wasn't hard with Mia. I've been a teenage girl, you know? I know what it's like to date an asshole or like um, the relationship with her father, things like that. Like, it's very easy to like pull certain things from my life, to make it feel like it's part of me. Um, yeah, I think that with Mia, what is different is just her she kind of like knows herself pretty well at a young age, that I don't think I had that when I was like 17. So yeah, maybe bringing that into it.
With this role, I mean, I know you were Kim Possible, you know, back in the day, and I
Mm.
think that was really cool because Kim Possible's out here kicking ass and taking names, and you know, with Mia, I was actually kind of like, oh, Sadie played Kim Possible. Are we gonna see her like in action as well? That'd be kind of cool. But were you kind of like hoping that was a part of the character, or was
Yeah,
that
dude,
initially
of
something you
course.
expected?
I was like, I was the whole time when we were filming, I was itching to get in on the action. I was making like jokes on set all day, every day, being like, okay, what if Mia just showed up right now and like punched him in the face? Like I would love to get Mia in on the action, just because I also selfishly love when the roles that I play have some sort of physical element to them. That's always just really fun for me, and like just like experience wise, I just like to push myself in that way too. And I had such a great time doing that with Kim Possible, and also trained in some martial arts for that. So I have a little bit of that in me still. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe in the next one we'll see. Maybe Mia needs to get in there for some reason. But yeah, I definitely was being
Yeah.
super super nosy during those training sessions that Ben was in, and I was like forcing him to teach me some
Like,
moves for sure.
I wouldn't be surprised if if this is a thing in the next film where the reason why Mia was kind of like, "What are you guys doing?" is like maybe Mia didn't want Lee getting like this martial arts upper hand all of a
Mm,
sudden, and Mia's
yeah,
like
she's secretly
secretly,
like a black belt.
yeah, like she's won the 5 boroughs maybe,
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Well, I mean,
like
she's got
or
it. She's got
something.
boxing in her genes, with her dad. So maybe there's something there. I'm sure she's done some boxing. Maybe I don't know. We'll have to like brainstorm. I'll pitch some stuff.
Well, hopefully Sony see this, and I'm like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
we're
Oh,
definitely doing
I've already planted seeds, dude. I will.
already up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I mean, it makes sense because again, Victor and I absolutely love Joshua in this. He was phenomenal, and working with him, his like natural charisma on screen. And to be fair, this whole cast, including yourself, you guys are so charismatic. And again, that ranges from like Jackie and working with Ben, and then Ralph coming into this, with from the Karate Kid OG films and Cobra Kai. What was it like meeting those guys for the first time and actually working with them? Because that must have been such a big moment.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, this cast is stacked with legends. Like, I definitely felt some nervousness and like a little bit of intimidation going into a set like that.
I can imagine.
For sure. You want these people to be impressed by you too, and you want to do a good job. But yeah, I mean, from the very beginning, they were just such great people to be around. They're like, even though they have these insane legacies and these insane careers, they really showed up to set with such a humbleness and a happiness to be there, and a willingness to connect and a willingness to collaborate. Both Ralph and Jackie, and working with Josh too, like, and Ming-Na too. We have literally Mulan in this movie. Like, it's crazy, but everybody was so wonderful, and you don't always get that with people who've been in this industry for a long time. You don't always have those positive experiences, but I couldn't say enough good things about these people. I mean, Jackie is like so funny, and everybody like freaks out when he's coming to set, and it's like, okay, like they're on their walkie-talkies, like, okay, Jackie's flying in, like, everybody's kind of on their best behavior, but then he shows up and he's just like, hey, what's up, and they cracking jokes and running around. He doesn't take himself too seriously at all, so I really love that about him.
Yeah, I mean, I've been such a huge fan of him growing up, like, and it's such a deep cut because, like, Drunken Masters, one of his very early films, seeing that growing up, and you probably had a Jackie Chan Adventures, which that was so great growing up watching that, and yeah, seeing him return as well in this because he's getting older, and it's just nice to really see him to come back to this franchise. Is there any interactions on set that you had with him that like? Any like fun stories or anything within that experience of Legends?
Yeah, I think like one moment that I always go back to is when we were filming sort of like the finale fight, the ending tournament, and it takes like days to film scenes like that with the stunts and everything, and like 200 extras, maybe more, all surrounding this platform that they're fighting on. And it, like, again, it was taking a few days, and things were sort of taking a while to get set up or something. And the morale was dipping, like the vibes were dropping a little bit, and Jackie could sense that. And he got up on the platform and like stole a mic from the AD and started singing on the stage, held a concert, essentially. Started singing I Can't Help Falling in Love with You. Beautiful voice, by the way. There's nothing this man cannot do. But he starts like holding an entire concert. And it was beautiful because we have this like massive screen surrounding with the New York skyline at sunset. And it was like, it was out of a movie, dude. It was beautiful.
Wow. I mean, Jackie just doesn't ever seem to not impress with his skills. Is meeting Ralph Macchio as well, that legacy with Karate Kid with Jackie and Ralph, and it's all coming together with this film. What was it like meeting him, because he is the Karate Kid, the OG?
He is, and he like really just embodies that in his everyday life too. Like, he is the Karate Kid when you meet him, and obviously it was a dream to meet him and to work with him. He is really a wonderful, wonderful person, a wonderful scene partner, so giving, so generous, and really, the Karate Kid franchise and this legacy is his baby, like it's his legacy, it's his whole life, and so it means so much to him, and you can feel that. And he was very particular about certain things, and very invested in each part of the process. And yeah, just speaking to him at the premiere 2 nights ago, I could just feel like how happy he was and how proud he was with it. And he had some really nice things to say about my performance, and like that really meant a lot to me coming from him. So yeah, he's awesome.
That is awesome. I love hearing that. And Ralph's such a amazing guy. Like just how he's come into this as well. I mean, with I know how the fans are feeling with just seeing him and Jackie on screen together in this film, and just how that's like, how he's come back into it. In this whole universe, I mean, obviously it's all connected. It's one big universe. Is there any characters you would love for Mia to have an interaction with? It doesn't even need to be realistic. It could be like anybody that you'd love not only the chance to work with, but for Mia to actually interact with.
I keep saying this, but I think that if we could get Hilary Swank back in the in
Julie
the universe,
Pierce,
that would
yes.
be amazing. I think that particular movie in the series is underrated, and she's awesome, and I'm a huge fan of her work. So that would be awesome for me as well. But also, like from Cobra Kai, I love Peyton List. She's my girl. We've met like
I was
several
thinking you might
times.
say Peyton, yeah.
Yeah, we've met like several times, and she's like such a cool girl, and I love everything she does. So I'd love to get her in the universe too, since it is all in the same world.
I could see like Tori and Mia like hitting off pretty well because they got like
Yeah,
that similarity and their like
I think
confidence
they would either
and
hit it off really well, or they would like butt heads a little bit. But I think that could be fun.
yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, they might be a little bit of, oh, this seems a bit too familiar.
Yeah.
Um, with Legends, like, what would you say is the one thing you hope that this new generation of fans, and also just with Legends coming back to the big screen, what do you hope that they get to feel from this, and anything personally that you hope stands out in this film?
I honestly am just so excited that, because it has been 15 years since they've done another film, and thank God for Cobra Kai kind of like holding, like, giving us that in the meantime. And I think it's really awesome that we're opening up this franchise again to a new generation of kids and families. I think it's like the kind of movie you take your whole family to see, which I love. And yeah, I really hope people just walk away with the sort of message that all the Karate Kid films have, which is like getting back up when you fall down. I feel like that's the main thing, and also mentorship and helping your friends, building each other up. There's so many great messages in the Karate Kid films, especially for young people. And I think at the premiere, something that really like hit me was there was just massive groups of kids in sort of the front section of the audience, and they were on the edge of their seats, dude. They were standing up in their seats. They were like
Oh,
fists in
love
the
that.
air, screaming. They were like, even like for Mia and Lee, they were like, kiss, kiss, kiss. Or like, the final fight scene, they're like freaking out and having
Yeah.
all of these like big feelings and reactions, and like the screams at the end. I was like, oh wow, we did it. Like that's what we made the film for. Because I remember with the original movies, that sort of feeling of like leaving the theater and everybody's trying to do the crane kick, and everybody's like fake punching each other, and just you leave with such like so much energy and excitement, like you could take on the world.
Mm.
And I really think that I think we got that. I think we did that with this too. So that's all I could ask for, really.
Oh, 100%. I agree with everything you said, and the action is one of the most amazing things. That it's, I mean, there must have been such a grueling schedule for everyone that were on stunts, and that final fight with Connor and Lee. I mean, Ben and Aramis are absolute machines to,
Oh my God, they killed it. They did such a great job.
yeah, and also on a rooftop
Yeah.
fighting like that. We've never seen that in this whole universe. It's so cool, and I think New
Yeah, I
York
thought
was
that was
like,
such a good idea too. It really makes it feel very epic.
right. If you could pick anywhere in the world, let's say the five boroughs is just it could be any tournament. If there is a location, you could have the tournament, and it's an excuse for you to work there and really like have that experience. Where would you pick around the world, Sadie?
Gosh, that's such a hard question. There's so many places I would pick.
You could
Um,
do a tour.
yeah. Can we do multiple places?
Maybe a
I
karate tour.
I would say maybe Tokyo, Japan, or somewhere in
Oh, that
Japan.
would be cool.
I did a trip to Japan to Tokyo, Kyoto, and Osaka like 2 years ago, and it's still like to this day one of the best trips I've ever taken. It's so beautiful there.
Wow.
I think it would make a great great arena for like a final fight. Or Beijing, because the first 20 minutes ish of the film are set in Beijing, and it's beautiful there, and I've never been, so selfishly I'd like to go. So
No, that's a great choice. I haven't been to either, but it's so weird. I was talking to my mum not long ago, and we were like planning a trip to go Osaka, Kyoto, and for me personally Okinawa, because I'm a martial artist, so I'd love to actually like go that whole tour and like karate and all that kind of stuff. You said earlier on about learning martial arts with Kim Possible. And obviously this film focuses on two massive styles in Kung Fu and karate. So I was thinking we could transition to the this or that game, but this is the first question off the bat that I'm going to ask you, Sadie. So are you ready for this or that?
I think so. I'm scared of what you're gonna ask me, but go ahead.
Okay, well, this might be difficult or simple, but Kung Fu or karate?
You can't ask that question. I'm gonna get crucified.
Okay, I'll preface this.
I want both. I like the blending of the two cultures, like we do in this movie. Two branches, one tree.
Two branches, one tree.
Yeah. I can't answer that.
That was what I was hoping to answer, but just to preface, there's no wrong answer. If you want to say a bit of both, or it's subjective, so there's no wrong answer.
Cool.
Would you rather be a sensei or would you rather be a student?
I think a student. I love being a student in all aspects of life, so I'll go with student. I don't really feel like equipped to be a sensei in any shape or form.
Well, hey, I mean, the student becomes the master at some point.
Yeah. I need to go through that process first.
Okay. Well, this is gonna be such a tough one, but Tori or Julie Pierce?
Oh, Tori.
Okay. You answered that pretty quickly. Fair play to you. As your sensei, would you rather learn karate from Daniel or kung fu from Mr. Han?
Oh God, you're gonna get me in trouble.
I feel like I'm sorry. I think I will. I mean, yeah, it's a tough one.
I will answer because I don't want to be lame and just keep saying both. So I'll say Mr. Han, because I don't know. That's just awesome. But I would love both.
Mia would say that.
What?
I feel like Mia would definitely say that, because like the boxing and Victor learning that for like the match, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
If this is a funny one. So let's say you're in a scenario where you have to fight and defend yourself. And both of these situations are insane. Would you rather fight 3 Jackie Chans or 10 Ben Wongs?
I don't ever want to fight Jackie Chan ever. So 3 of him sounds actually terrifying. Ben is also terrifying because he worked his ass off and really is an incredible fighter now. But I do think there's a world in which I could take him.
Hey,
he would not agree. But I don't know about 10 of them. But yeah, if I had to choose, I'd say 10 of Ben.
Okay.
But I think I would just like figure out a way to distract him or something. Like I would beat him with my charm and my brains.
Yeah, he'd just be like, okay, I can't do this.
Yeah. I think I could manipulate him. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one. Okay, this isn't a this or that, but this is like a question before the final one, which is, what would you say is your favorite relationship in the Karate Kid universe?
Ben and Mia.
You're thinking low.
Mia. I said Ben. Okay. Lee and Mia. Obviously, I can't choose anything other than that. I really love them. I think that like as far as Karate Kid films goes, this one we really actually get to dive into their relationship a little bit more fully than we have in other movies. Like the whole like first half of the movie is essentially like a coming of age rom-com between Ben and I, and it's adorable and so cute, and I love them together. So I'm gonna.
Right. And the last question I want to ask before we wrap is, I mean, with Legends, you know, they've reintroduced this franchise to the big screen again. 15 years later, we've got these amazing characters, all played by all the amazing cast, and you know, there's a bright future ahead for this franchise. But if you know, if there is a sequel, what do you hope can be explored with your character, and also just potential storylines that you feel that would really be awesome to explore in the next installment?
It would be really awesome to have a female Karate Kid. Whether that's Mia or not, I do think that it's time for that. And I'm not trying to be like overly woke or anything, and I get it, like, you know, but I do think, like, at the premiere, I see all of these kids, and half of them are little girls, and I would love to see that I would love to show them that they can get in on the action too. So that would be my hope for potential other movies in the franchise.
Yeah, that would be cool. I think with Cobra Kai, they've really established that well with female characters like Sam and Tori, and then the logical minds with Amanda and Carmen, played by Vanessa Rubio and Courtney Hengler, and I love their involvement in that, and I think they've done such a great job with that. But to bring that to the big screen, and like you said, bringing Hilary Swank back with Judy Pierce, I think that would bring it full circle.
Yeah, I think that would be great.
Well, Sadie, thank you so much for doing this. I had so much fun talking to you, and we'll have to definitely talk next time there's a film, or if we hopefully see The Boxing Kid starring Mia, which is the spin-off that you want to happen. So yeah, thank you for your time. It's been fun.
Thank you so much, and thank you for doing this. I appreciate it so much.